Welcome to another video from the Outdoor Analyst. Boy, I have a fun one for you today. This is going to be, I think, a pretty interesting video, and I think it pretty well suits this year super well. And what we're going to get into is, have fixed blade knives actually become more popular and maybe even more concealable than your average folding knife? And that's really what it comes down to today. And pardon me for my voice, it's getting a little crazy. But hey, if you wouldn't mind taking a second, like, subscribe. I see that 9 out of 10 people that watch my videos don't subscribe. You can really help a small channel out, especially if you like knife content. I post stuff usually about a couple times a week. I would definitely appreciate it. It definitely helps me out. Okay, let's jump into it. So what am I getting to when I say that you can actually be more concealable with a fixed blade knife than you can with a folder? I mean, isn't the whole point of a folding knife to fit smallly in your pocket? Look at this Benchmade bug out. It's smaller than even the smallest fixed blade that I have on here. And these things are absolutely, they can get pretty tiny. Let's just face it. So why do I say that? Well, I say that because even when you have a deep writing, knife with a really deep writing pocket clip that basically just shows this on the outside of the pocket, you see a little bit of the top of the knife. You also see the clip when it gets into your jeans. Therefore, everybody knows that you are carrying a knife. They just know it. I mean, that nobody carries pens down there. Knife clips are not the same as pen clips. It's pretty darn obvious. And it does not matter how it rides, whether it's crazy super deep, something's going to be sticking out along with that clip. And most of these days, old school Spyderco clip, you have a lot of that knife sticking out. Even with a deep carry clip, a Lynch clip on a Spyderco, a whole lot. Old school, oh yeah, definitely a whole lot with a Strider sticking out of your pocket. That's for darn sure. And unless you really have pretty much like a good old GEC slip joint that's actually completely hidden in your pocket, people are going to know that you're carrying. And half the time, these are even in, with a leather sheaths anyway. But what I'm really getting down to is that you can now have a fixed blade that is completely concealed in your pocket. Now, the big trend this year, or last year in 2024, was ulti clips, and they are great. I absolutely love them. And it doesn't have to be an ulti clip. Even Winger has his own versions of these. They are pocket, pocket sheaths that are essentially set up to, clip onto your pocket, and a little bit of the knife's going to be sticking out. Even the smallest one I have, the Winger, now, if this is clipped in, this much of the knife is sticking out. And so many people are saying, obviously, a folder is a whole lot less than this. Well, you'd be correct. And one of my favorite ways of carrying is with a clip. And yeah, a whole lot of that knife sticks out. It's in your pocket. Your shirt usually covers it. But how is that more concealed? Well, the truth is that when I carry this knife, I generally don't clip it to a pocket. It is small enough that it just slides right into my pocket and completely rides inside of my jeans, inside of dress pants. I did that the other week, and completely disappears. You want it to really disappear? You take the clip off. Now we have a super thin, super flat knife. And what I've been doing for years has actually just been taking, leather sheaths, doing that, throwing them in your pocket. You need a knife? It's usually sitting kind of at the top. You just pull it right out. Leather sheath stays in there. That is a way to completely conceal your knife while it's in the pocket. Even this sucker, this lays flat essentially against your jeans in the pocket on there, runs around. You can still pretty much grab other stuff in your pocket while this has completely disappeared inside a pair of jeans, inside a pair of shorts. That's generally how I carry fixed blade knives, and I've been doing so for years. Now, granted, probably the first fixed blade I ever really carried was going to be as soon as the Mora Eldris came out, that tiny little one. I put a Night Eyes clip on the sheath, glued that sucker on there, and used it like a clip, like a regular folding knife for years. So yes, I've been in the fixed blade pocket carry probably longer than just about most of the people online on YouTube right now. And that's okay. You generally try to say I was the first one that created the trend. Absolutely not. I just did it because it was useful at work. I really liked having a fixed blade. But I really think nowadays, with sheaths, even without these clips, you can actually conceal much better than with a folder. And I've started doing that. You know, usually when you go dressy, you have to kind of, you know, pick a slip joint or something that goes into the pocket and doesn't have a clip. So nobody knows that you don't actually have a knife on you. Well, now you don't have to clip this onto your pocket. You can slide this sucker in and it's still small enough to completely disappear. When it really comes down to it, it's not that much bigger, especially when half the stuff is slightly diagonal in your pocket anyway. And it really, really does disappear. That's probably the coolest thing that I've been noticing that the trends are kind of going to move to, I think, in 2025. The big trend at the end of last year was, I think I saw fixed blade EDCs getting bigger because of pocket clips. Now the truth is, yeah, they're more comfortable. I see handles getting bigger on most EDCs. I've got a couple bigger ones coming in myself. But I think what's going to happen in 2025 is that you're going to see big EDCs moving from ulti clips and really comfortable handles because, well, it's just like regular EDC with pew-pews. Everybody likes the bigger pew because you can do more with it, be more accurate with it. But in the end, people only carry the smallest thing possible if they actually carry it all. I think that's what's going to happen this year. So the trend's going to move back to what is the smallest physical item that I can carry that can disappear, that's most comfortable. And that's what it's going to come down to. I could be wrong. That's what I'm guessing the trend is, because that's what every EDC trend always comes back to. What is the most comfortable to carry? And that's what most people will always carry. So in the end, someone's going to say, I will never stop carrying folding knives, and neither will I. They're amazing. But if you really want to be truly concealed and have nobody know that you have a knife on you, have nothing stick out of your pocket. Throw it in a leather sheath, and someone's gonna be like, well, I put it in a belt or run scout carry. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure everybody knows that you have a knife on you then. Inside the waistband works pretty well too, but I just think pocket carry is really the most concealed, and it works the absolute best. I have a lot of very thin knives coming in, and normally I'm always about give me the best handle, grip, and girth about everything, which is really where, you know, Bark Rivers come in. These small Bark Rivers, Mountaineer 2, nice girthy handle, get a good four finger grip on it, absolutely. And I have large to XL size hands, and this is totally pocketable. It's great. But it also is a little more heavy. When this is in the pocket versus this, I don't even know I have this. This is just, you know, a couple ounces. And this is, you know, 5 probably. Granted, same weight as this. They're the same weight, that's for darn sure. That's why people always kind of usually gravitate towards lighter knives, kind of like the bug out. But man, when you can get a knife that's even lighter with these scales, I think this is a lighter package than the bug out. This legit disappears in the pocket every single time. I'm really, really loving smaller fixed blades. And I think that's going to be the big trend this year, is incredibly small and surprisingly thin fixed blades. Because most of the time, for anything in your pocket, nobody's doing bushcraft work generally with your average pocket knife. That's not the point. It's not the point to be incredibly super ergonomic for constant feather sticks. No, that's not what these are for. So I'm really starting to like thinner handled, very small fixed blades, because they just dominate the market of having something incredibly tough, incredibly concealable, that just rocks. So it's going to be interesting, because usually you're seeing pretty tough steels like AEBL, Nitro V, Magna Cut, and a lot of these. I think you're going to start seeing a little more higher edge retention steels. I bet you start seeing 20 CV in some of these fixed blades this year. I hope so. It'd be a great trend where you're starting to see really small fixed blades with super high edge retention versus just the toughness that we normally go for, because you usually don't need that tough of a knife for your everyday carry. But we always try to get the best out of the toughness that we can. I mean, shoot. I mean, that's what the Striders and the we're pretty much known for, was being real tough knives, real strong. Well, obviously, turned out that ProTech was the best creator of all of those knives, which was fantastic. And we started putting crew wear in Spydercos, for goodness sakes, trying to get the toughest thing possible. This thing's freaking huge. I mean, look at the comparisons for even my average everyday carry. This knife is way bigger, yet this one's so much tougher, being a fixed blade. I don't have to worry about any hinges, nothing breaking on me. I just trust the fixie more. So I'm really excited for this year. I hope we get some awesome steels and really small fixed blades and really interesting ways to carry them. I don't just want it to be a pocket clip, which granted, every sheath should be thin, should have a clip option on it, I feel like, in 2025 for a small EDC. But I also think that, it should have some higher edge retention, be a thinner knife stock, and maybe someone should create something to where, yeah, maybe it keeps in the pocket a little bit better, like a more of a pocket sheath for fixed blades that don't need to be clipped, so they can stay 100%, just concealable. And yeah, I know pocket sheaths exist out there, and mostly they're for pew-pews. So I think that might be the next trend that should happen. I would love to see that happen. Heck, I might even start jumping into that trend to make it happen. That's really where I'm at in 2025. Love folding knives. Kind of love the idea that I can actually have nobody know that I have a knife on me with a fixie and still have something tougher. And the only other option around there is kind of like pulling up a slip joint or something that doesn't have a clip on it. And that's just not ideal. I would rather have something that's actual that you can get to in the pocket. And these still stay fairly upright in your pocket with a good sheath on there. So really looking forward to some cool innovation this year. I would love to see some new sheaths that truly disappear, not just leave your knife sticking this far out. I am excited for this year, no doubt. So yeah, let me know what you think. Am I completely off on my guess that we're going to get more fixed blades, smaller fixed blades, maybe even thinner fixed blades, kind of like this Winger here? This Winger Aphid XL1 is awesome, and I've got some more interesting ones kind of in the similar light to this on the way, and I can't wait. I also have some pretty big fixed blades coming around, actually, that are pocket carry technically. I'm going to see where that goes. I think I've reached the limit, but you know what? Maybe not. Maybe you can do a little more with a thicker fixed blade on here. So we'll see. Let me know. Put some comments down there. What are your thoughts kind of on where this is going to go? Do you think folders are going to, lose a little bit of popularity this year because fixed blades are becoming so prevalent in this area? I hope so. I think so, but I could be completely wrong. But last year was the fixed blade EDC explosion. I think this year it's going to be the micro fixed blade and very concealable explosion. And I think more people will actually use these knives versus just jumping back onto a folder, which I think most people do in the long run. But considering that I always have outdoor stuff as soon as I get home from work to do, I love fixed blades. They're just my go-to jam generally. Chuck them in the pocket and go do some work around the property. I absolutely love that. And no, it's not always conducive to carry such a large fixed blade on you, but it's nice to have something super tough, even if it's just opening packages. Like, I love this little thing. This thing's AEBL, super tough. It is a package monster, which is what, most people do with their EDCs. Oh, I freaking love where it's going. I love where the knife market is going. It's getting more exciting. There's always new things, new trends, and I think these new trends are going to be an actual kind of game changer. Like, this feels like a game changer to me. I can't wait to see what else we get. All right. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and I will catch you on the next one.